This conference will now be recorded.
Happy evening for all, guys. Today we'll start with a new concept, new module, Coral Draw. So, where it is a vector based software. So, till today we have learned only raster based software, so which is Photoshop, Adobe Photoshop, which is from Adobe company. So, today we are learning about new module called Coral Draw, so which is from Coral company. So today we'll start with a new concept. Guys, the Corel Draw is a professional graphic design software where it is completely known as vector based. So we use that software to create some technical like illustrations and brochure posters, vector based design, most of the vector based design. And most of the Corel Draw software is used for designing brochure, billboards, and business card, poster, festival poster, anything like that. So most of the vector based work only. So we'll be working with the Corel Draw, and Corel Draw is used to create logos also, and it is a paid software. And the updated version of Corel Draw is 2023 at present currently, and but still many of them are using 2019 17. And this software is really very good to design all kinds of vector based design. So most of the things vector based, I'll show you now. So vector based means, so these are all the vector based images where the Photoshop is completely like a raster based editing. So we used only picture editing there. So that's why we call their raster based editing software. So here it is not like a raster one, so you can upload a picture, but it is considered like a vector based. Vector based means where it will be like this, the cartoonish like this. But in Photoshop it is also, if we are doing these kinds of work also, the first class I told you, I mean, like I taught you the drawing thing, but it is like the vector based thing, but it is not considered as a vector based one in the Photoshop because it is a raster based software. Here, Corel Draw is completely like vector based software. So what we are drawing like this, so it is all, whether we are drawing or whether we are creating some poster or billboards or business cards, anything like that, anything it is. So if we are creating means that is considered as vector based work. So because it is a vector based software. Ma'am, is it a Corel Draw? No, it's not a Microsoft Store version. It's not like that. It's a Corel Draw graphic suite. It's a graphic suite where it is a professional graphic suite used for vector based designs. And you know what, product packaging and all. I'll show you here product packaging and all. For those kinds of designs and all, we use Corel Draw only. I'll show you it. And see, can you see these kinds of product packaging designs and all? Most of the packaging works will be done in this vector based software, Corel Draw only. And we do have other, if you ask me, the other software which we can see for vector based work means, we can say Illustrator also from Adobe company, but this is from Corel company, where that Illustrator acts like both. We can work it like a both raster and vector based both. But here it is completely like vector based thing. These kinds of product packaging and all we can work in, we can get the works through our Corel Draw software only. And of course it is a paid version and you need to get the license for it. And for Corel Draw, um, I'll tell you in the next class, for instead of Corel Draw, what can you use for free, I mean like for the vector based work. I'll tell you in the next class. And today we'll start up with the work. I'll show you Corel Draw. So here I'm using Corel Draw 2017. It's a Corel Draw graphic suite. So now if you open the software, this will be your work area of Corel Draw. The same thing here also, the option will come in the different either different options and different control keys also here. And the but working styles are all same only here. And here, not only the vector based, which I told you, poster and brochure or anything like that. So we can create the infographics also here. So do you know what is in infographics? I'll show you here. Infographics, where it will be showing information through created graphics. See, these are all the infographics design completely, and we can design this infographics in vector based only. Most of the infographics are designed in vector based software only. So we can design like this. And all these charts or infographics, whatever we are designing, they'll be putting that into some books cover page, or in the Google, or they are using for their project purpose or something like that. They can create it like this. And here you have the posters also. Can you see infographic poster? It is an infographic poster, and these are, before which I shown, those are all infographics. These are all infographics poster. So you can create an infographic based on some particular subjects. So you can take one topic and you can create some infographics in this vector based softwares also. And I'll show you business cards. uh, can you see here the business card design, very professional. So these kinds of business card design all you can create in vector based. And here there is a theory that you should use only some few fonts and some few colors, because only it is a vector based software. That's why we have the rules here. Because if I'm putting so many colors into one poster and so many font style into one poster, it looks something different, which which it looks like unprofessional. So if you want to look your poster very professional, means you must use some few fonts and some few colors only. Like we have the rules like only 2 to 3 colors and 2 to 3 font style. That's all. And that's it we use in vector based software. Can you see here are the business cards? They have used only 2 to 3 colors, not more than that. Not more than that. Only because if they are having a logos like this, they'll be putting their logo there. So apart from the logos, here they have used only 2 to 3 colors, and the font style also maximum 2 to 3. But the different, they'll be using some different designs. And can you see this business card? It looks very simple, but it is really very professional. And this black and gold, you can design into contrast way also. Can you see this? Very simple, but it looks very professional. So these kinds of business cards we can create. And festive posters also, I'll show you. So these kinds of festive poster, offer poster, or anything like this. So you can create these kinds of posters also for your Instagram post or stories, reels, for anything. You can put your name below here. After creating everything, you can put you can just put your name here, and you can update, you can upload it to your stories, reels, or anything, wherever you want. And the billboards also, billboard posters. So can you see here? The billboard posters are all, most of these are all vector based work only. And these are all created in vector based software only, where we should be creating. And the logos, most importantly, logos are created here. Logo, these kind of logos are created in this vector based, and we have many tools here, and we can work different work every day. I'll be teaching you different work here every day, new concept, just like whatever we have done in the Photoshop, just like that we'll be doing every day new concept. So if you open a Corel Draw, this will be your work area. And if you want to, here also we have, first we need to create a canvas where we are creating a canvas first there, and then we are working on top of that canvas. So here also the same thing, but here we are not calling like canvas or artboard, anything like that. So here we are calling page, it's a page. And here you can create a books also, you can get around 1,000 pages here. So you can create a books also here if you want means, and each and every page you can create, each one pages, each and every page you can create a design. So and you can make that as a book also here. So now we'll start to create a page now. So there we are calling artboard or a canvas, but here I'm calling page. We officially call page here. So first we need to create that, and then we should design on top of it. So today I'll be teaching you some set of logos, some set of few logos. I'll teach you how to do that and everything. And here, not only the logo or poster or anything like that, we can create some mandala arts also here. And I hope a few students will be knowing that. I'll show you here mandala art first. See, these kinds of mandala art. So we can create these kind of mandala art in easily, we can create in Corel Draw software. And these are all I'll be teaching you in further classes. First we'll today is the first class, so we'll be doing with the logos. We'll start with the logos, few logos. And now I'll tell you how to take a page here. And guys, from now on, you'll be knowing the difference between Photoshop and Corel, because it's all completely based on where we are working till today with the pixels. But today we'll be working like vector based. So you can know the differences when you started working here. So just take the new document, go to new document and new from template. And if you have the original account, you will be getting some few templates. You can use that for your work. And open recent, which you have already created one, it'll be here. So you can just open if you want to open means. If you want to open that software, and if you want to edit back, edit again, and if you want to save it in a in different extension means, file formats means, if you want to save that in different file formats means, you can just open and edit and you can just do that. So here firstly we'll be taking the document, I mean the page. So for that we'll click on this new document, and here we have the option to create that page. So here firstly I'm getting the name option. If I want to name that before working it, so I can name that. And here I have the preset destination, so here I have the modes also here. So I can customize the default thing. So if you want to put for anything like Corel Draw default or a web, if you're doing it for any web work, so you can put according to it. And the default size of the page is letter only everywhere. The default size of the pages in each and every software, wherever the page is coming, there the default size is letter. And here if you don't want that in letter, if you want that in a A4 or a business card or anything like that, you have many option here. A4, A1, A2, see, you have so many options. So based on your work, here it is completely like vector based. The client will come and he'll tell you the height and width of the poster, whatever he wants the poster from you, so he'll be telling the measurement of it. So you can apply that particular measurement here, width and height. And for practicing purpose you can use the letter only. And further, for business cards or a poster we can change there. I'll tell you the default size or default things in further classes. According to the work I'll be telling you there, so you can change there. But for now, for creating logos you can just take the letter, but you have many option in that. So if you want you can just go there and you can pick one. And here the same thing which we selecting in Photoshop, the same thing here also they'll ask you whatever you want, you can just select it here. And the orientations also here, whether it's you want it in a landscape or a portrait, you can set that. And here the pages which I told you, if I'm giving here okay, it'll be in one page. If I want I can take it, but here only I can set my pages how much ever I want, I can set that much. And the color mode which I told you, CMYK, when I'm explaining you the raster based editing software which is Photoshop, so I told you on that day there, for raster based editing software we'll be using a color mode as RGB because it is a raster based where we'll be working with the pixels there. Here it is completely like vector thing, so that's why the color mode is CMYK. I told you there RGB means red, green, blue, and here the CMYK means, can anyone tell? Can anyone tell what is C?
Cyan.
Guys, huh? Tell me again. Guys, I'm asking you. Can you tell me what is CMYK? Sahana Kulkarni, Cyan, Cyan, Arshita. Yes, it is correct. C for cyan and M for, what is M for? Which color it represents? Harshita, magenta. Yes, it's correct. C for cyan, M for magenta, and what is Y?
Yellow.
Yes, Sahana, yellow, and Serena, yes. And K for?
Black.
Exactly. Good. So there you go. CMYK, where it represents cyan, magenta, yellow, and black. Because not mostly, for vector based means we'll be using this color mode only, CMYK. And if I'm using it for a raster based means there I'll be using RGB. And if you want to change means you can change. Here I have the option. If you click on the drop button, you can change it. If you are using it for a raster thing, if you're editing with a picture in this software, see, I have Photoshop and Corel Draw. There is no mandatory that I should not work any poster. I should not create any poster in Photoshop. There is no mandatory like that. I can create anything in the any software, but I should change the color mode relevant to my work. Okay, so but there is a software which is best for, so if I use that software, I get the best output there. So Photoshop is best for raster thing and CorelDRAW is best for vector thing. So which is best, if I go into that particular software, then I'll get the best output. And here I have the DPI, dots per inch, where it represents, and the resolution which I told you, the quality, it should be 300 only. And if you want to change means you can change. The minimum is 72 and the 300 is maximum. It should be 300 only, don't change that. If you want to means you can. The preview mode is enhanced. This is the default one. And the color setting, the description are there. Color profiles. If you want to change, you can change this. These are all the normal thing where you will be creating this much. These are the very important option, and this will be affecting to your page. If I give OK here my page will be ready. I can work on top of it anything now. Still it's loading. So here my page is ready now. On top of it, I can create any logo or I can create any posters. So for today, we'll create the logos only. So from tomorrow's class, I'll be teaching you the actual vector based work. Posters, and every day we'll be doing different work. And again, these are all the menus, and these are all the property bar where we'll be getting the properties to edit, same like Photoshop. And here I have the color panel to select the color. So whichever the color I'm selecting, it will appear here. And these are all the tools. If I want extra, I can click on this X plus, so where I'll get the other tools also. See, I can select it, I can get it here. And if I right left click of my mouse, so I'll get the other tools here. There you will be clicking, right clicking there. If you want an extra tools means here you're left clicking to get extra tools. And here the page 1 where we have created. And today I'll show you with the basic logo first. And I hope everyone knows about the SBI logo. SBI logo, bank, SBI bank logo. So I'll tell you in simple way how we can create that. First I'll show you that logo and after I'll start creating it. This is the SBI logo and it is really very simple. So now we'll create that SBI. Very simple. They have used only two things there. I'll show you. And can anyone guess which shape they have used here? They have used around two shapes here. I'm telling it. So can anyone name that shapes? Students, I'm asking you. Can you see this logo? Can you tell me which shape they have used here? Which two shapes?
Ma'am, circle and rectangle.
Exactly. And I'll show you here how to get that. And here, take the circle and just drag it. And if you want the perfect circle, you should click Control here. Control to get perfect circle. There you will be clicking Shift to get perfect circle in the Photoshop. But here, the control keys will also change here. If you want to get the perfect circle means you are clicking circle here and take this circle, arrange it, and here you will be getting the guidelines also. And this is the pick tool. There we have move tool to move, no? So here I have pick tool too. I can pick my object and I can move it anywhere I want. So if you want to fill the color here means I have here color panel. So if I deeply click on that, I get many color here. Okay, there I can select the color also. Here it will come. Whichever the color if I have selected, if I deeply click here, I get many color here. Whichever the color I select, so it will appear here below. So now again I have to take the circle. So what I will do, I just duplicate. Need not to take any other circle and to drag there. So I'll just duplicate this circle. So here for duplicating, we are using Control D. Control D to duplicate. There in Photoshop, we are using like Control J to duplicate. But here I'm using Control D to duplicate. So here, go from the corner and just reduce the size of that circle. And just take that, put it into center. Here you'll get the options. And if anybody is not getting that guidelines, go to view and here you have the rulers and the guidelines. Just enable that option, you'll get there. If anybody are not getting that particular option means.
So,
So here I just give the color white. So to fill color, you should use left click here. And for the outline color, here I'll show you for outline color. See, for outline color, if I want a red color means I just right click here. Fill color means left click and for outline color, right click. on your mouse to the shape. I'm telling again, if you want to fill the object any color, means if you want to fill color, just left click and right click for the outline color. Left click for the filling color, right click for the outline color. Okay. Now I'm reducing the size of this, putting this in the center. And again, I'll just reduce the size. Again, I'll place it in the center of that circle. And now I'll take the rectangle tool, just drag like this. And I will arrange like this, and I will fill the color white. And here all the shapes are having outline. For outline here we call stroke. So here we call stroke. All the shapes are having stroke here. If I want to remove that stroke, means I will take the pick tool, select the pick tool here. Just click on the pick tool and select all the object, whatever you have created. Select all the object and just right click on this into button. Right click on that into button, and after that you can just place it. And you can use your arrows to place properly. And after placing it, I can just select all the object here, and here I'll get every object individually. So if I'm doing this, if I want to undo again, I can press Ctrl Z here. The control key for cut, copy, paste, undo, redo in all the software, it is same there. Apart from those control key, the other working tools or any options, we have different control key in different software. So here if you want to duplicate, you have control D to duplicate, but in the Photoshop we have control J to duplicate. Just like that, in each and every software will be getting different kinds of control keys. But for cut, copy, paste and redo, undo, the control keys are same for all kinds of softwares. And after creating this, just select all the object and just group it. If you want to group it, control G to group. If you want to go with the options, you can go here, object grouping. You can group, select and group. It's already grouped. I have grouped already now with the control key, so that's why it is disabled there. If you want to ungroup, control U to ungroup here, control U to ungroup, control G to group here. Remember, so now you can see I'll click all the object and I can move anywhere I want because it's all grouped now. So if I ungroup, see, I'll ungroup it now, control U to ungroup now. See, each and every object will be individual now. Individually I can move anywhere if I ungroup means. So let's group it. Let's group the image. Let's group the logo and I'll reduce the size of this. I'll place it here. And remember, whatever you're working here, it should be within this work area. If it is going out of this work area, when you're giving that work for printing, if you're creating some poster, think if you are creating some poster, if it is going out of that border, means out of that page, everything will be cutted there in cutter. whatever the work is there in within that work area, that will be considered there. So make sure all your work, whatever you're doing, it should be within the work area only. It should not go out of that. And if your work area has moved somewhere, if you want to zoom in, zoom out, just take the scroll button and scroll it. It'll zoom and zoom out here. No need to press any control plus or control minus here. Just scroll it. Scroll down and up to zoom and zoom out. And if it goes somewhere here like this, if you want to put it in the middle, the work area means, if you want to move your work area means, no need to click this. So just click the scroll button. Just click the scroll button, you will get the hand symbol there. If you click the scroll button, you can move your work area anywhere you want. Okay, if you click the scroll button, you will get this hand symbol and you can move your work area anywhere you want. And if you want to zoom it, just scroll down and up to zoom in and zoom out. Okay, now we'll take the text to give below there. So here I have a symbol here, icon. So that is a text tool here. If I click this, I'll get this one. The text tool will enable and I need to give the text here. If I drag here, the text box will be created. Don't drag to get the text box. So just don't drag there. If you want a text box, you can just, but here, if you just click on there, just click, take the text tool and just click, just like a Photoshop. So you need not to drag that. Don't drag it. Just take the text tool and just click. You will get the cursor there. You'll get a cursor here. Okay. Take the text tool. And if you click there, you will get a cursor. You can give the name now. So just give it SBI. Yes, BI. And if you want to increase the text size means, you can select and you can increase it here. Or else if you don't want to go with the option means, just take the pick tool and drag it from the corner. How much ever you want, that much you can increase your text. And here, if you want to give some color or if you want to bold your text, you can bold it. If you click, it will bold. If you click again, it will go. And if you want to give underline or if you want your text to be italic, so you can give there. And here you have many font style. You can use the font style also here. Any font style you will get. Whichever you want, you can use that font style. Excuse me. The normal font style here will be Arial. And if you want to change that to be Calibri or something like that, you can change that. But here the Arial font will be normal, default. It will be defaulted. If you want to change, you can change it to other font style. And here I'll tell you how to give the color for the text. If you want to give the color to the text, the same thing which you did to the shape, the same thing you can apply the color for text also. Left click to give color and right click to give stroke color. See, it has applied. And if you want to increase the stroke size, means if you want to increase the stroke size here, take the text tool. I'll tell you that. If you increase, you can see here the stroke size. If you remove the fill, see the stroke is in red now. Only for showing I have applied red here. So now I'll show you for this. If you want to give the stroke here, you can give, see the stroke. And if you want to increase the stroke size, here you have the pen button. Here, the pen outline width. The pen button. So click on that drop button. You have option here. How much ever the point you want, you can increase that much ever the point. It will increase here. Increase the stroke size. But remember the professional logos, many professional logos will not have any stroke there. So if you click on that same color, the left and right, the stroke color and the fill color will be applied. The same color only. If I want to give some other stroke color, I can click anywhere I want. Here I have so many color. If you scroll, you'll get. And if you click deeply into that particular color, you'll get many colors there also. Whichever the color you want, you can put that. But the SBI logo color, they have used only these two colors. And here, if you take the pick tool, if you want to rotate this object, means if you want to rotate this object, just click again. Select this object and click again on this. Take a pick tool, select this object, click again, you'll get this rotation controls. So here, go to the corners of it, you can rotate it however you want. You can rotate it however you want. Okay. Now this will be your SBI logo. I'll just group it. It'll group the word also now, the whole thing. And we'll do other logo now. And now if I tell you to do Adidas logo, leaf logo, Adidas leaf, this one. If I tell you to do this with a rectangle, you can do it easily. I'll tell you how to do this with a rectangle without taking any other tool. you can use rectangle to get that leaf and you can arrange it. And take the rectangle here, take the rectangle, just drag it like this, just drag it. And here you have the options here. In the property bar, you have the options here. The height and width, x-axis, y-axis, the lock button, rotation button, and further you'll get to know what are all, how we'll use these options. But for now, we'll use only these options. Here I have round corner and scalp corner and chamfer corner. So here I'm taking round corners and I have the lock button also here. If I'm giving one number here, the four side, it is considered as a corners of that shape which I have taken. So how much ever the number I give, if I lock that object in each and every side, it will take the same number. But here I don't want to give in all the sides. I just want to give in opposite side. I'll show you now. I'll give around 10 and here also 10. Can you see this? It got reduced. Here also 10. Give enter after giving it. So now the rectangle become leaf. So now select this leaf, click again and you'll get this rotation control. Just go to the corner and rotate it. Put this to center now. And with the rectangle, we got the leaf here. The size which you will reduce, it depends. You can get any shapes by reducing to the corners there. Now I'm giving black color to this. The outline is in black color only. And now I will just duplicate this. Control D to duplicate this. And if I show you here in the below there, you are seeing M there, M. It is showing M. And here also the W like thing. So this is how it should come. So now just take that and click again on that shape. You'll get the rotation. You can place it. Don't fill, and want to remove the filling, again go there to the into button, just left click. Select the object and just left click on that into button. The fill will go. Now you can arrange it. Click on this, click again, you'll get this rotation. Just rotate it like this and arrange it properly. After rotating it, arrange it. And now you need to duplicate now. So take this middle shape and just duplicate and again do the same thing. What you made here, you need to do the same thing for this shape. Click again. If you are selecting this means, if you are selecting this, just click again, you'll get this rotation control and rotate it like this. Now after rotating, click again, you'll get this option to move. You can move.
Did you take everything? Pause. Pause. Did you
Chris,
see the
put off
new?
your mic. Okay, just arrange it now. You need to rotate again. Rotate it a little and arrange it now. And here select all the shape which you have created. Just give the fill as black color, and after giving this, click again and I'm taking this rectangle tool, and here I'm just dragging that rectangle tool, giving the shape there, and give fill as a white, and I'll remove the stroke. Right click to remove that stroke. Right click to remove that stroke. If you go to this into button and just right click, it'll remove the stroke. Stroke means outline. And control D, press control D, you'll get other shape like that, and arrange it here. Again control D. See that whether you have arranged properly. You should give the gaps there. Select that. You can use arrow. You can use arrow to get that. Mm. Here I have the gap, and here also, and here also. Here there should be gap. Some gap. Select that leaf and move little. Here there should be some gap. Okay. And if you see here, you can see that gaps here. But here there is no gap. But here it is gap. So if you want to give gap, you can give, or else you can just join it. And this is the original logo. Actually, there is no gap. There should be no gap. Only here it should be gap. The above line. Here it should be gap, and here also. Apart from that, need not to give any gaps. And select everything. Select everything and just group it. Control G to group, and reduce the size now. Reduce the size now. Reduce the size and arrange it here. Now you can give the text. Control G, group, and here I have the text. So you should find the same font style and you should give the text here. Take the text tool, just click and give a name. And here the sentence cases, the lower case. The sentence is in small letters. The words are in small letter. So you should find the same font style and you should give. See the font style and search it here. Take this font style and increase the size. Go to the corners and just drag it. You can increase the font style and select everything, and here you can see the font style. Find that font style and match that text. So now I'll just give that. Okay, I'll just give this font only. I'm not finding that. So it's getting late if I find that. But when you're giving, find that font style and make sure you're giving that font style only. And after giving that, just select all the image and group it. And this is the logo which we have learned today, and tomorrow also the logo part only I'll do first, and after that I'll show you some other new concept, because the logo means I'll show you the different way of logo doing there, and I'll ask you a few questions in the next class also about the logos. And these are the basic logos where you can take, and I'll show you tomorrow the different logos, and I'll ask you the concepts also. And see, for logos and all, there will be some meaning. When they are creating a logo, behind that logo, there is some meaning. And based on that meaning, they will start creating it. Which means the meaning means, the concept means, based on the colors, based on the numbers, and based on some religious culture or god or something like that, based on some few concept they will create that particular logo. Some few people will create based on the numbers also, based on the letters also, based on the colors, and free normal freestyle design with the colors also, they will be creating that. And logos are not just the thing where it will create a brand. If you are doing some logo, it will create brand and it will brand like something different. And many of you will find a brand and you will purchase a clothes, I guess. But if there is no brand, where it is not on the top, you will not find that, you will not go to that shop and you will not buy the clothes there. So if that logo brands there, then only it values there. So remember, if you are creating a logo, it matters a lot. Logo matters a lot, especially if anybody owning a company, that company, every and each and every company must have the logo there. Logo is really very important where it will create a brand. So that's why when you're creating a logo, make sure you should create it in a proper way and it should have some meaning with the colors or anything based on the clients. Whatever they tell, based on that, you should create the logo. Each and every logo tells its own story, tells its own meaning. But there is no mandatory that this logo should have this color only, that color only, that particular logo only, that particular letter only, or a number only, like that. There is no mandatory like that. Anything. anything you are creating, you can create it according to the client satisfaction. So whatever the client tells, you can create on based on that. You can create your logo on based on that, but there is no mandatory like that. But you have the color mandatory somewhere, where the schools and hospitals are used to give the cold colors only, where the normal mild colors, cold colors only. The other fiery departments or a police department or something like that, there all we see bold colors. There is some color theory also. I'll tell you in the next class about it, few color theories, and I'll start telling and tell you few points about the logos also, and I'll ask you about the concept. And yeah, this is for today's class. I hope everyone got how to open that, how to take that page and how to open, and how to do with the tools I have used here today, the circle and rectangle only, and applying color and rotation controls, the transformation which I did, the same thing I used today, and the duplication of it, only that part I have used. If I come to the tools, I have used only two tools. Only for the moving purpose I have used pick tool. So three tools, mainly two tools I have used, circle and rectangle. Make sure you practice that and come up with the doubts for tomorrow's class. And now I'll take the attendance for you. One sec. Serena, ma'am, can you tell what software can we use? Yes, you can use Graphic Suite, Corel Draw Graphic Suite only, and it's a paid version. You should get the license. And instead of that, I'll tell you tomorrow what you can use in tomorrow's class. Instead of that software, I'll tell you. I'll find out and I'll tell you. For Photoshop, I told you Sketchbook. You can use that. And for a Corel Draw vector based software, I'll tell you which you can find. And I'll call out your name, students. Just answer to the attendance. Adya Tyagi,
Present, ma'am.
Abhivakti, Abhivakti, Achala Reddy, Achala Reddy, Afrin Sultana, Afrin Sultana, Amruta Roy,
Present, ma'am.
Anuka Varsha,
Present, ma'am.
Ashmita,
Present, ma'am.
B. Sharada, B. Sharada, present, ma'am. Okay. Bhuvya Shri, Bhuvya Shri, Chris John,
Present, ma'am.
Deepna Devaya,
Present, ma'am.
Diya MD, Diya MD, Hitaishi,
Present, ma'am.
Huda Konai,
Present, ma'am.
Jyoti DM,
Present, ma'am.
Tushi Bang,
Present, ma'am.
Kaushiki Baumek,
Present, ma'am.
Mary Sanjana,
Present, ma'am.
Musharite, Jasmine, Navjot Kaur,
Present, ma'am.
Purna Shri,
Present, ma'am.
Sahana Kulkarni,
Present, ma'am.
Samiksha Bajaj,
Present, ma'am.
Sanjukta,
Present, ma'am.
Serena Fernandez, Serena
Present, ma'am.
Fernandez, okay.
Present, ma'am.
Sharon Shruti, Sharon Shruti, Shrisha Siddharth,
Present, ma'am.
Shruti Mishra,
Present, ma'am.
Sonal Manju,
Present, ma'am.
Shrija Dutta,
Present, ma'am.
Tejaswini Casey, Tejaswini Casey, present, ma'am. She has texted me, okay. Tumblembi, Tongam Tumblembi,
Present, ma'am.
Trisha, VS Harshita,
Present,
VS,
ma'am.
yeah, okay. Okay, guys. I hope you understood today, and if you have any doubts, you can just ask me in the next class, and we'll do the new concept in next class. Bye. Bye for the class.